Hey, hi everybody, and welcome to a special evening episode of Conversations with Geoff, where we have a special guest. Oh man, she was on here last Tuesday as well, and we had some really great conversation around something that we believe is important to talk about. People don't talk about it a lot, right? And then when they do talk about it, I don't believe they always get to the real issues that people struggle with, right? When we talk about forgiveness, when we talk about some surrender and some acceptance, right? So, and we're going to title this thing, right? From rock bottom to redemption, the mindset of a true comeback queen. And that's the story that she shared last week. And then she gave some really tremendous insights and some real life experiences around the comeback and in a painful situation where forgiveness wasn't easy. Well, let's face it, generally forgiveness, giving it isn't really often very easy, but also it's sometimes hard to even accept it, right? So we want to speak to you in a way that, as she was saying before I went live, that we are able to reach out and touch somebody. We are able to give someone some hope, give them some information that they can use in their life right now to make a difference. Not next week, not next month, but right now, right? Because basically all we have is today, really. Nothing is promised. Tomorrow is not promised. We pray for it, but it's not promised. So anyway, and so we will ask you, if you didn't see last week's show, if you want to see the replay of that, just hit me up during the show or afterwards, DM me and hit replay, and I'll make sure that you get it, because I'm gonna tell you something. She was on fire, right? And I mean, that's what we're gonna get some more of today. And it's a pleasure for me to come to y'all today and bring someone that I'm just getting to know. And the more I talk to her, the more exciting it is. And just the more I realize that everything that she's gone through, just like many of you, has only made her clear about her purpose. Only has given her the real strength. I mean, just oozing strength in difficult times. But before I do that, I don't know. Many of you may not know who I am. My name is Geoff Tyson, and I'm affectionately known as the Comeback King and host of Conversations with Geoff and founder of Comeback King Enterprises, which really kind of puts everything together. That's the arm that does all the training and education and speaking and collaborations. And our primary focus is to bring speakers like you're going to hear in today to amplify the message of understanding that, listen, life's comebacks are not limitations, but they're built as a lifestyle. And you're going to hear about some things when you talk about some real comebacks, baby. Woo-hoo! Man, listen, we mean to bring some folks that really kind of come in here and keep it real for you. So I'm going to just highlight really, really quickly who we're talking about. This is a woman who was married after 23 years of marriage, ministry, and raising a family. Found herself navigating on her own, learning how to stand in ways she never had to before. But her story is not one of defeat. It's a story of rebuilding. And you're going to hear about that resilience, redemption, and oh man, just a pure woman of faith, man, and just a kind soul, right? So she's an author today, podcast host, and voice of encouragement for women navigating same things after heartbreak, helping them rediscover their strength, reclaim their identity, and walk boldly in a life filled with purpose and joy. So help me again, bring to Conversations with Geoff, my friend and our guest, Monica Hall. Where's she at there? There we go.
Hello. How are you doing today, Geoff?
Hey, Monica, glad to be here. Glad to see you smiling and excited about what we're going to do today.
Yes.
You
I'm excited to be here. Thank you again for the opportunity, the platform to come and speak to someone. And hopefully, the words that we speak will give someone some encouragement and some hope today. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that's kind of what our goal was, and I'm sure if anyone who was here last week, there were some folks they really got that message. And I love what I love about you is that you just kind of keep it real. I mean, you were like, "Hey, Geoff, man, I done had a rough day," and but talk about how you just kind of reset your day, because a lot of that is some things that people go through every day, right? I mean, but with just some of the things.
Yeah.
So tell me how you reset, and maybe we'll kind of go from there after that.
So literally, like the day was just getting a little stressful, a lot at work. The sun was shining outside. It was calling me. And I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take an hour or two. I'm gonna take my lunch early and I'm gonna go take a nice long walk. I'm gonna walk in the city. I'm gonna find some nice pictures to take because we're doing a mural challenge. So we're going walking 30 minutes and taking pictures of murals or arts in the city where we're walking. And I sat by the water. I ate my lunch. I let the sun touch my face. I ate very slowly and just kind of reset myself so that I was able to come on today and be like at an even level because it was getting very stressful. And I was like, you don't have to stay here. You can go. It's okay.
I mean, you talk about the sun hitting your face, and I could just feel it myself, right? And then sitting by the water. I mean, Mother Nature and water and sun, man, those are just two great tools that everybody can get,
Yes.
right? I
Yes.
mean, maybe in Alaska it might be short-lived, but you still could get a little bit of sunshine,
You
right?
can still get some of it, or you can find some water that's rushing, find some sort of nature. But for me, the sun just brings me life. And so I said, you know what? I do not have to sit behind this desk all day. Take your time and go on outside. And it felt good to be outside. I mean, it's 80 degrees in New York City. So it is a beautiful day. We have not, this is probably our first 80-degree weather day. So it was beautiful outside. So yeah.
Ooh, well, one thing about Texas, we've had lots of beautiful 80-degree days. So I know if New York's got 80 degrees this time of year, y'all are dancing in the streets, man.
Yeah. People ain't got no shirts on, they got shorts on, they got no clothes on. It's like, wait, it's just the first day.
It's the first day, and it's still springtime, right? I mean, it's still there. But taking pictures and doing that, don't talk about that mural thing. You guys doing a mural challenge or something?
Yeah, so Girl Trek, which is the organization I talked about last week when I was here. Girl Trek New York City is doing Brooklyn's finest. Shout out to y'all. A 14-day mural and art challenge. So the challenge is to walk 30 minutes every day and find a different mural or artwork that you can take a picture and post. So it's a way to get us out. It's also a way to get us in different parts of the city, different parts of the boroughs, to look for these murals that probably usually you just walk by because you're on your way going somewhere. So pay attention or slow down to stop and watch it. So so that's our challenge. So I think we're on day 3 today.
Day 3. And how many days is the challenge?
Just 14.
14 days, yeah. And as I'm listening to you, man, there's something to say about slowing down just a little bit in your regular routine, right? I mean, and cameras and art along with that just kind of resets. I mean, I can just feel all kind of energy coming from that, right? And seeing new things in the city. I mean, those are all awesome.
Yeah. So just the slowing down and again sitting by the water, watching the boats in the water, the helicopters over, and just enjoying a slow moment just really reset me and it helped me to get rid of that stress because I got to walk also down to the seaport. That took me about 30 minutes. So yeah, all of that helped.
Well, and the walking too, man. I just love New York City, so I'm smelling the raw fish. When you talking about going down by the seaport, man, all that stuff. So I'm very envious of you. So I could probably tell me about the whole city today, but we don't have time for that. So I'm glad that you're able to get out there and reset. Man.
Yes.
Because the things that are important, man, are just the simple things. I mean, they talk a lot about walking and how powerful that is, and my wife and I have started walking after dinner. Making sure we do a short walk. We walk all the time anyway, but kind of incorporating that into the evening reset, because the body helps the body to kind of process all the dinner and the cookies and the cake that I'm eating. Sometime I need to walk some more.
Me too.
Oh man. So anyway, thank you for sharing that piece of it. But Monica, I really want to I know last week we didn't get into much of it, but I know you have some things going on with the mini series around forgiveness. And what it's been a week now. Is there anything you'd like to kind of reflect back on what we talked about last week before we get into anything today?
I mean, really, the thing that kept ringing in my mind and in my heart was just to remind women, because I speak to women, that no matter what the situation, the hardness of the situation is today, that you can recover. You can recover, sis. Like, There is nothing that has happened that you cannot recover from. If you have breath in your body and you can whisper some words to the Lord, you can recover. God will enable you to find joy again, to find peace, to find hope, to live a life that's full, to live a life that you could be free in, like all of that.
Yeah,
All of that.
yeah. Taking walks during the day at lunchtime,
Yeah.
helping you reset and doing all those things that, but I always think about the person that, so that's good for a lot of people and they're doing that. But then there's that person, Monica, who's like, really just like, man, I don't want to do nothing. I don't even want to be here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you can relate to in your journeys, right?
I sure can.
And
I sure
and
can.
and how that was, but you did it. So, what is there anything else that you can speak maybe to that level, to that person that's still barely hanging on? Ain't let's say it. Y'all talking, but I ain't listening. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, excuse me. I can say that I've been there. I've been there. I've been so devastated that I did not know what life will look like after the devastation. I've been to the place where I've been depressed, where I've been full of anxiety, where I did not think that I can make it another day, not wanting to get out the bed, not wanting to go to work, not wanting the sunshine to come into my room. Like
Mm,
I have been there. And what I can tell you is that there is life after this. There is life
yeah.
after this. And sometimes you just have to take one step at a time. Just one.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want to know the whole story. I want to know
Mm,
how it's all going to work for my good.
yeah.
We talked some about
Yeah.
that last week, right? Because
Yeah.
the scripture says all things work together for my good to them who
Right.
love God and are the called according to his purpose. So I want the whole book, Lord. Tell me how the whole thing is my good. And he's not going to tell us that, but he says
Right.
today make one step. So what is that one step? If you are so depressed and you can't get out the bed, maybe it's to raise your hand and say, "Hey, I need help."
Yeah.
Maybe today the one step is call a sister,
Mm,
call a friend, call a therapist, call someone and say, "Hey, I need help. I cannot get from the place that I am." Right? Maybe
yeah.
your one step today is put your sneakers on and take a little walk outside.
Mm,
If you only could walk 5 minutes, walk five. Walk five
yeah.
out and five back. You don't walk 10 minutes,
That's right.
right? Sometimes you can't walk, sit outside on your steps.
Yeah.
Just make one decision. If you're not eating, if you're not drinking water, start one glass of water. You might not even finish the whole glass. Sometimes depression and anxiety takes a very serious toll on us.
Mm,
And I so understand that. I so understand not wanting to get out the bed, not wanting to move another day, not even wanting to be here because it's like, what is life? Like
right.
like what is it, you know? But
Yeah.
what I'm telling you is one step at a time.
Yeah. That one step at a time, and that's so true, right? I mean, it's just like every time we fall down, if we just get up
Yeah.
one more time,
Yeah. Yeah.
we can find the strength to do it again and do it again and do it
Yeah,
again.
it's like
So
the ladder. Remember, I was
yeah,
telling you about my ladder story
yes,
that
yes,
I had to walk up the ladder to my roof
yes.
so that I can get the snow off the roof. Well,
Yeah.
we put out the ladder, and I'm standing at the bottom of the ladder, looking up, saying, "Man, I'm scared. I don't know if I can do this." I was really scared, and my daughter's like, "Mommy, you shouldn't do it. I'm scared too." And I'm like, she's like, "Yeah, you shouldn't do it." And I'm like,
Mm,
"You know what? If I don't do it, who's gonna do it, right?"
yeah,
So
that's right.
I prayed. I put my hands on the ladder, and I did one foot, and
Yeah,
we just kept going one foot.
yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes that's how you make the decisions. You're at the bottom looking up, and
Mm,
sometimes it's like a huge thing. It's a big problem. But if you
right.
just take
Yeah.
one step, you don't have to know the whole story. You don't know how to
Mm,
figure it all out. You just got to take one step today. So that's what I
yeah.
would encourage her to do.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love that. I hope that if anyone has some friends like that that are in that space, that you can get this message out to them because it's a lonely spot, as a man, I've been through that state of depression
Yeah.
and the whole ego thing around therapy, right? And then, all of that stuff. But what I realized is that, man, I better do something, because what I've been doing ain't working, right? And
Yeah.
foolish pride can bring many people to their own demise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, fellas out there that are dealing with someone, and you may not show the grace necessary to help her find the space to where she can ask for that kind of help. Please, please, please recognize that we need to understand that this is real,
Yeah.
and that's why they have professionals in this space
Yep.
that are designed to help people overcome it, man. So, and you probably need to go yourself if you're dealing with that like that. You probably need to go yourself.
You do, because you need to learn how to be a good support,
Right,
right?
right,
So you need to learn how to be a good support, and you need to know how to take care of yourself. Because sometimes when we're taking care of other people, it's like when you're someone is elderly or someone is sick and you're the caretaker. You have to learn to take care of them and also take care of yourself at the same time. And that's a difficult balance.
it really is. I see a lot of people that are doing that and have done it for years, and there's certain ones that you can tell that have balanced it out,
Mm-hmm.
where their life is full, and that's just part of what they're doing.
Right,
And
right.
then there's other ones that it's consumed
It's
them,
consumed them. Yeah,
and their whole life they're barely existing.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
love what you say about that, because but then since we're talking about it, generally those folks are really kind of running away from their own pain.
Hmm.
When you think about it, because this is what I believe. This is the Geoffism. But when we go through life, and we start to go, there's a line that we cross that becomes more detrimental to ourselves than helpful, and we justify it by, oh, I'm helping somebody else do that.
Mm.
Oftentimes, we're running from the
Our
very
own
same thing, our own self. And so I know it's not part of the conversation, but that's added on to the other things that people are going with, man. So we never really know what
Yeah,
somebody's going through.
yeah. And that's why it's also important, like we talked about therapy. If you go to therapy, you'll start talking about those things if you're honest in your sessions. And then
Yeah,
you'll find out, oh, I was running from that. Oh,
yeah,
I didn't want to deal with that. Oh, so it is important to do those things. We don't talk
yeah,
enough about therapy, and also finding the right therapist, which can be a task within itself. And when you're already depressed and you're already anxious and you got to keep changing therapists, you just like forget it. I'm not
yeah,
going to do it. But you have to keep pressing, because this is for you. It's not
right,
for anyone else. You want to find joy. You want to find a life, live a life that's full. You have to keep trying, keep trying, keep trying until
yeah,
you get the right fit.
yeah. And when you're feeling that low about yourself, I know it's hard to think that you deserve it,
Yeah,
right? That
yeah,
you're worthy of that resource. But and like you said, I love what you said, and I believe in therapy and all that stuff. But all therapists aren't made the same.
they're not.
they,
They're not.
they are not, and finding the right one is super important. I mean, I just, my experience was like the first one I went to. I don't know if they were ever listening to me, because I was just telling us. I went because I was trying to prove to somebody that I was going to be a better man. It wasn't for me,
Yeah, yeah.
And the therapist may have known, but I mean, it's when you got the right one.
You will know. So just keep trying until you find the right fit. But once you find the right fit, it's going to change the dynamics of your life. It really will.
What was the biggest change that you can think of that you might want to, that you would like to share right away when you went to therapy? What was it like?
The biggest change for me,
Mm-hmm.
when I went to therapy, the biggest thing was really, no, the biggest thing for me was really finding out who I was without all of my titles.
Mm.
Without mommy, without wife, without first lady, without
Mm.
evangelist, without prayer warrior, without
Mm.
friend, just finding out who is Monica at her basic level. Like,
Wow.
what does Monica like? who is she? What kind of person is she really? Like,
Mm.
not for show, not for putting up, not for when she's in church. Like, who is she really?
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing I took from therapy, and being confident in who I am. And
Yeah.
any place that I walk, I am who I am because this
Mm.
is how God made me. And I love myself. And
Yeah.
just that's the biggest thing I found through therapy.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was huge.
and,
You know why it was huge? Because I was tied up into everything else.
yeah,
Because usually who you are is what you're tied to. I'm married for 23 years. I
yes,
am the first lady of a church. I am
yes,
evangelist. I am a mom. I'm a worker over here. Like all of those things, that's who you are.
yep.
No, that's not who I am. That's not
Mm-mm,
who I am. And
mm-mm.
going through therapy really helped me find out who I was.
Yeah.
And it was life changing.
So like the first, there's elements or series of what I call aha moments in
Yeah.
that process, right?
Yeah.
And so folks that may not be able to experience what you're sharing right now, don't give up, right? I mean, don't give up if you don't feel it right away the first couple of times.
Yeah.
Stay in there because you start. I mean, your whole thing just lit up when you start when you, when you start talking about it. So I mean, I get it though.
Yeah.
I mean, because particularly when you're honest enough to say, "Hey, man, I'm at full despair here. I don't know if I can make it."
Yeah.
To going through all those processes and really stepping into, we talked about it last week. I mean, that's your calling, that's your journey,
Yeah.
and that's why you're so powerful in what you're doing now and helping people, women in particular.
I'm doing my best, Geoff. I'm doing my best. God be our helper. You know, the Bible tells us once we recover, we go and strengthen the next
Yeah,
week. We go back and we get
yeah,
someone else and we strengthen. So that from my journey, from everything that I've experienced, that's really been my mission. So when I speak, I want to talk to the lady who I was, the lady
mm,
like life that she didn't know what life was going to be like after the day that she knew she was getting separated, or the day that she knew she was getting divorced, not
yeah,
knowing what to do next, how she was going to pay the bills, where's she going to live at, what's going to
mm,
happen with the kids, what's going to, just like every little single thing was a question, and not
yeah,
knowing what it looked like on the outside. I remember that isolation. I remember what it
mm,
felt like not to feel like you had a place to go. You didn't have anyone to support you. You didn't have any help. And especially as being a leader, right? Because people are always looking to you. But now
right,
you need someone to come by and say, "Hey, I really see you." Not
yeah,
not like, in a superficial way, but in a way is, I see your brokenness. I
yeah,
see your despair. I see your
yeah,
heartbreak. And that
yeah,
I need to speak to. And
yeah,
so I always remember, and it helps me to be more empathetic when I'm in church or when I'm
mm,
in circles or even I'm surrounded by people. It helps me to be more empathetic to someone else. So you don't have these surface kind of conversations, but it's really
mm.
like, God, help me to be in tune to you so I can be a better support to my sister.
Yeah. You use the word empathetic, and that allows you to feel beyond what they're saying,
Yeah.
feel beyond what they're
Yeah.
hiding, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that whole energy, that whole spiritual thing where you're like, okay, I'm not leaving,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I got you,
I got you. I got you. And it's okay. Like, you in a safe space here. It's okay. You are safe here. And,
yeah,
because of everything that we've experienced in different relationships, sometimes honestly you don't feel safe.
right,
Your business gets out, something happens, somebody else's knows, but this is a safe space. I'm a safe space. And
yeah,
I'm a safe space because I needed a safe space. And I know what that feels like. So
yeah.
so yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And people recognize that, right? I mean, it's a difference. I'm sure you'll have people probably just, when they get around you, just start opening up and just, I mean, tell you things that, they probably have carried for a lifetime or to
Yeah.
that. And that's why it's exciting to hear you just share your experiences, because I know that you just getting started. I mean, you might have been at it a while, but in my
Bless
opinion,
you.
you just getting started, man. So, mm, 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 mm.
Bless you. We'll see what God says, because I don't really know. Sometimes you'll be thinking like you're moving in the direction. You'll be like, nope, turn around, make a left, make a right. I'll be like, okay, Lord, sorry, I was on the wrong track. I mean, just in our conversation, recently, right? I'm doing work that I'm doing, and then we began to talk, and we began to talk about the divorce, and and how are we working with helping the women, and what am I doing on that side? So in the beginning, when I first came up for air, when I was healed, after all that we went through, we talked about this last week. This was not a straight line. This was a rocky road.
It was a rocky.
It was
hills and valleys, girl. Hills and valleys. Yeah.
It took me a while to get there, but when I came up, it was like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. But I wasn't sure in the direction, because again, there's not in my circle. I'm not saying it's not there, but in my circle, there was not a lot of ministry to women who were divorced.
Yeah.
And especially women who were leaders who were divorced.
Yeah.
And so I kind of fell off of that. But then even with talking with you, it's just like the Lord just reminded me, here is your witness. What did I tell you to do? I'm like, yes, Lord. Okay, let's go. Make it right. Get back on the path. I'm like, okay, so we're here now. So yeah, whatever he says do, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Yeah, well, you're doing it too. But I just was, just imagining how, I mean, you really were isolated. Not you. Your lifestyle isolated you once it happened, and then just how you probably felt about yourself. Yeah. You sought isolation.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, that's a heavy load, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe it's not ministry for some of the ladies. Maybe it's high-powered jobs, or maybe they're the breadwinner in the family. I mean, it's a heavy load somewhere out there. And but to know that somebody like you is out there that can be a resource for them is super important. So all the more reason why for you to hurry up and finish the books you're writing. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of my friends told me she's tired of hearing about my book. She says, I'm tired of hearing about this book because you are not finished with it yet. I was like, okay, sister. Thank you. Thank you for your encouragement. That means hurry up and write. Hurry up and write.
Right. But I bring it up because last time we didn't really get a chance to talk about it. And I appreciate you talking about what you shared so far, because it's real stuff, right? And anybody that is in earshot of this, that's in that space, it's got to touch them, right? It may wash over them slowly, or the friend is watching it, but it's got to touch them, right? Because unfortunately, in some regards, you had to live it. We had to live whatever our struggles are, but as we say, that's the success tax in life to get to where we're able to stand in our purpose. So now you're writing your book, and I know it's not released yet, but kind of just, if you would, the series around, I think you mentioned, correct me if I'm wrong, there's one that kind of focuses on forgiveness. And what's the title of that one? You mind sharing the title?
So I don't have a title for it.
Okay.
I don't have a title for it yet, but yeah, we're gonna walk through forgiveness. How, one, you feel entitled to hold on to forgiveness. It's like you either want justice or you want an apology. Come on, Lord, I'm your daughter. You have to serve some justice in this matter, right? Yeah. Or you want an apology, or you want both. Yeah. And what happens when you get neither?
Ooh.
What happens when you get neither? And you still want to continue to hold on to that pain. As you said last week, it's the pain of your past.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's tying you to your past. So what do you do? And literally, I had to ask God to help me. Like, I know what your word says, Lord, but this is not forgivable. Like, how can I tell God that something is not forgivable?
You hear me chuckling, right?
Right. But that's exactly what we do when we hold on to pain or to unforgiveness of someone who injures us. We're saying that this is not forgivable. And I'm like, wait, and I could tell my story now about being at the sink washing the dishes. And the Lord literally started breaking down to me that he is my son, just like you're my daughter.
Mm.
I'm like, wait, I'm sorry. Who are you talking about?
You looking around.
I'm like, what's going on here? And how he
Wow.
began to talk to me about, we go to the prison to minister to men and women in the prison. We don't know what they did.
Right.
They have done some of the most heinous crimes ever.
Yeah.
But we still tell them that God loves them. We still tell them that God forgives them. We still tell them you could be saved and you can make it to heaven. So what about the person that injured you? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like,
Yeah.
and he says, still, this is my son as well. And I'm like, okay, Lord, so now what do you want me to do? And he's like, you got to forgive. And I'm like, I have to forgive? But I was at the point where really I could not really forgive. I was very bitter. And then this is serious, because when, you know, I forgot the scripture about being injured in the house of the Lord. You know, the people that are closest to you can hurt you the worst, right?
Come on now. Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I was very bitter and I was very angry. And so I had to get to the place where I had to ask God to help me to forgive. Like, I know it's right to forgive. I know what your word says. If I don't forgive him, men their trespasses and sins, you won't forgive me of mine. And I have many. I am not perfect. I'm messing up all the time. I'm messing up right now because I don't want to forgive them, right? I'm like walking around with this anger. I'm messing up right now. So help me to forgive. Help me to forgive, right? So I had to move from wanting justice. I had to move from wanting forgiveness to asking God to help, to realizing that I really needed to forgive, and asking God to help me to forgive. And then as he began to soften my heart, because my heart was hard. It was hard. And as he began to soften my heart, I began to say, I choose to forgive. I choose to forgive. And that choice, making that choice to forgive, broke all the bondage, all the things that were holding me, all the what ifs, all the questions, like everything. I didn't need justice. I didn't need apology. I didn't wish nobody no bad, no ill. I was free to live my own life. As free as I wanted to live, as much joy as I can handle. Like, and it wasn't like despite, you know how sometimes it's like you feel like, oh, you got to do good. No, it didn't have anything to do with anybody else.
Wow.
It was just me. And so this is where God is saying, this is what we need to talk about. This is what we need to talk about. Because it's not only in marriage, it's with all of our relationships, right? And if we learn to forgive, if we learn to forgive quickly, that probably was even better, right?
Yes.
You're not supposed to let the sun go down on your wrath and all of it. The longer you hold on to it, you know, it just makes, it's like a bedrock in your heart. It's so hard.
Yes.
But God can still deliver you. God can still help you. God can still help you to let it go and to forgive. And so, this is what we're talking about. So powerful. It was powerful for me. If it ain't powerful for no one else, I'm telling you, when I got that lesson, I was like, oh, you won't find me here no more. Now, not to say that pain doesn't come back. Like, things don't come back and trigger.
Right.
And then you have that memory, and then it tries to take you down, right? We talked about last week, my leak in the garage.
The leak in the garage,
and having to fix things again, and just be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got this house. I got to take care of this. It's like, don't go down that road, because it's going to take you to bitterness. What I had to pray was, God, help me to deal with this without opening an old wound that healed me from. Help me to deal with this situation in a way that's honorable to you, and in a way that doesn't take me down. because you've healed me from this already. We've been doing this already. So just
Yes.
because that trigger comes and you may feel a little something bubbling up inside, you gotta
Ooh.
recognize that thing and you
Yes.
gotta catch them and you gotta cut the head off on the past. You gotta
Yes.
cut it off on the past. You gotta say, yeah, I know this. I know this. I know
You
this.
know
I
it.
understand what you're
Yes.
trying to do, and it's like, okay, all right,
Wow.
we can do this. And I keep telling myself, I choose to forgive. It's been since 2019. I'll be saying, I choose
You
to
still choosing.
forgive. I'm still choosing every single day.
Yeah,
And it
amen.
may not be
Yes.
about that specific situation, but for everything in my life, because I need to be free to live. Not only that, I want to be ready when Jesus come back. Jesus
Yeah.
is coming back, and I want to be ready. I don't want my heart
Yes.
to be bound by anything.
Yes.
So, every day I'm making a choice to forgive.
Wow. I just enjoy sitting here listening and feeling all the emotions. I can feel it from you. I mean, we thousands of miles away on TV, and I can still feel that the reality of what you're saying is so true. I mean, you're a living example of the real gift of forgiveness,
The real
your
gift of
freedom.
forgiveness.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot. The real gift of forgiveness. What does that look like for you? And you're sharing yours. Man, I know it. I have no doubt that everything you say is 100% on spot. You ain't doing it for TV or nothing else. I have no doubt in my mind
No,
that's your
sir.
experience,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
that's because I'm kind of in that season where we were praying for things so that He shows up in our lives when people look at it and say, "Well, we know that it wasn't y'all. It had to have been Him." Right, so I have some understanding about what you're talking about
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
that space, right? And so, but what about the person that is like you come from the first lady in the church and all the things that you've experienced in and around religion. But what about that person, which I was at different times in my life, was like, man, me and Jesus, we ain't feeling each other. I mean, I don't
Mm,
know that He's gonna hear me. I'm not even gonna bother that brother because of what I've done. I mean, that's real life stuff.
it is.
What can you say, Monica, to that woman who maybe she did some things she's ashamed of and or feels like she deserves some of what she got, or
Yeah.
what can you say about that?
His arms are open wide, ready
Mm,
to receive you with no
mm,
judgment,
mm,
just love. He's
mm.
willing to forgive you. He's willing to receive you again, no matter where you are in life. I fell off the boat. I fell
Yeah,
off the line. We talked about this. It was
yeah,
not a straight line for me. I've
yeah.
done some things. I've done some things. And you know what? I came back and said, now, Lord, because He's a forgiving God. He's a
Yeah.
forgiving God. He died on the cross and He bore all of our sins and transgressions on Himself so that
Mm,
we can be free. And so you may think that He will not take you back, but His
mm,
arms are open wide for you.
yeah,
Just ask the Savior to help you, comfort, strengthen, and keep you. He is willing. He is
yeah.
willing. He is willing. And He's there for you. He's there right in the midst of where you are right now,
Mm,
waiting for you to say something to Him,
yeah,
waiting for you to say, Lord, help me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that really was kind of how I began my journey back to reconnection. Someone said, "Hey, man, whatever you experience or whatever you have in your head, you just need to know that He's a loving, caring,
Yeah.
and forgiving, right?" And that was enough to
Yeah.
at least start for me.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
and I have my journey, which I don't know what y'all would call me from the higher levels of religion, but I'm still in process.
We're all still in process, Geoff.
I just keep it real, right? I mean, my wife probably shaking her head, so oh Lord, this man. But yeah, it's true. But you're right. It's just He's a forgiving and loving and caring God. So really, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
really, I mean, if we're keeping it real here on a Tuesday evening, and sometimes we just make excuses and we hold on to them, and we just need to learn how to let them go.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's comfortable.
Yeah,
It's familiar. The
yeah,
pain,
yeah,
being in that kind of situation, you know, where you
yeah,
are, it's
yeah,
comfortable because you know what's here.
yeah, yeah,
It takes work to get out of it. It takes work to get out of depression. It
yeah,
takes work. It is not a, you know, a 1, 2, 3 thing and you're
yeah,
out. You know, we talk about microwaves and putting things in the microwave, press
yeah, yeah.
and it is done. It's not like that. It's something that you have to continually work on, right?
Right, right.
So sometimes it's not comfortable. And so
Mm,
instead of being uncomfortable, let me go back to
yeah,
the
yeah.
comfortable places. Sometimes
Yeah.
my comfortable place is drinking. Sometimes my comfortable place is partying. Sometimes my comfortable places are the people. Listen, we being true on a Tuesday, right? Sometimes your comfortable places is other places but God.
Yes,
God said
yeah.
it's time to come back. He is waiting for you.
Mm,
He is waiting for you. His arms are open and he's going to help you to get through it, right?
yeah,
But it's going to take work on your part. It's going to
yeah.
be, you're going to have to say no to some things, right?
Mm, mm. Well, that no, I mean, I'm thinking, I don't know, because I'm liking this no over here. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it makes me feel good.
I
It makes me
know, because it's
feel
comfortable.
worthy. It's comfortable. I like how them shoes fit. And even if they're the wrong color and the wrong style,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
don't fit my personality, I like the way they fit. Right, and
yeah.
we get trapped in that comfortable
We get
familiarity. What is that thing? The familiar pain is greater than change, and
mm,
not until that familiar pain it becomes greater than change, or change is greater than familiar pain. I think that's what it goes. Do we make a difference? Do we decide to change? That's my journey.
say that again. Change has to
Change, yeah,
become
yeah.
greater
Once,
than familiar pain.
yeah, when the familiar pain becomes greater than change, we make a change. Because right now the idea of change is far greater, so we stay in the familiar space.
Gotcha.
But when that familiar space just starts whooping our butt to where we can't breathe, then all of a sudden change looks pretty good.
Ah.
The uncertainty is there. I'm not sure, but then that's where the faith comes in, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's my journey. Lord,
Mm-hmm.
okay, they say if I do these things and follow your word, then I'm gonna get away from further away from over here. I'm gonna
Okay.
recognize how delusional I've been in this space over here, and how faithless I've
Mm.
been in this space, and so it's always stuck with me. I always kind of do that today when I look at my life. If I'm doing something,
Mm-hmm.
am I hiding? What am I hiding from? Because something may, and it doesn't always have to be bad. It
Right.
might be, it's a new challenge in life,
Yep.
and an opportunity in life,
Yep.
and it's like, ooh, those triggers that you talk about,
Mm-hmm.
they don't really, they rest, but they never really go away.
I think they're
Mm.
always they. It's almost like they say like something's coming back to see if that wound still hurts. Like coming back to still poke you to see if it
Yeah,
still
just
hurts.
knock on the door and say, "You still in there, right?" I mean, I know it's been years. Yeah, they're pretty happy. She's pretty happy, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, let's do something. Let's
Let's just
start
try
something.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's twist up something, man, and open up that stinking thinking window and let something, the aroma of something come back to it.
Yeah.
And see if she's really settled or he's really
Right.
settled,
Right.
right? That resentment, that
Oh
anger,
yes. Oh
and then
yes.
those fear things, right? I mean, all those things are just all of a test, man.
They are
So it goes back to what you've been saying about making the choice.
making the choice every day. When I'm asking God to forgive me, I'm saying I forgive everybody.
Yeah,
Because every day we asking God to forgive us for the things we've done, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I'm making sure I'm saying I'm choosing to forgive everybody.
yeah. Well, it's just amazing when I listen to you, Monica, how uh, I'm pretty frank, right? I mean, to forgive somebody, I'm going back to you standing at the kitchen sink, and to forgive somebody that you had been together for 23 years and done all those things. Boy, that just was like, mm, that's a whole nother level of forgiveness.
Yeah.
that I don't keep bringing it up for any other reason, just to recognize that the power and the grace of God is amazing, right? And I don't think you have to necessarily believe in God for God to show up in your life.
Mm-mm.
Right?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Because he's showing up every day. You got up today. He's showing up.
Yeah, he's there. He's
You think
around.
he showed up? He's showing up. So yeah, you don't have to believe it. He's there.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I always say, Geoff, is no goodness of my own. I'm telling you, I didn't have the power. I didn't have the strength. I didn't have the ability to do it. It
yeah,
was God who helped me do it,
yeah.
because I was to the place, like I was saying last week, that I wish I could find a word that's bigger than devastated, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know what word there is, but I was devastated, just
yeah,
broken to the bottom. So I
yeah,
did not have the strength to do it, but it is God who empowers us to do it. And it's God who continues to empower us to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, I get it, man. And I was just thinking back about the pain that I caused and the devastation. All right, and all of that. And so it you know it was heavy and hard,
Yeah.
and so and grateful that he showed up in my life
Yeah.
also and allowed me to forgive myself. And,
Right.
right,
Right.
and because it was I blew it up, right, something I thought would last forever.
Yeah.
So, the shame and the guilt that goes along with all of that stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ego and just denial. So it's real,
Yeah. And
you know.
we have to forgive ourselves, right? For all of the things that we've done. And that was another part of it, right? Looking in the
Mm,
mirror and saying,
yeah, yeah,
where's my part in it? What
that's
did
right.
I do in it? How did I fall short in it? And sometimes you get that through therapy, sometimes you get that through prayer. You get it a lot in reading God's word, because it'll mirror to you and it'll start showing you some stuff. You be like, wait, is that me? Like, wait a minute. But that's part of the forgiveness journey, right? Forgiving
Yeah,
yourself as well, so that
yeah,
you can live a life. Really, we don't have to stay bound to our past. We're not
yeah.
defined by it. It helps shape us to who we are, but you're not bound to it. You're not
Right.
defined by it.
No, no. Our current circumstances don't dictate the outcome of our life. It
Yeah,
doesn't represent who we really are.
yeah,
It's just the time and the season,
yeah,
and then we keep moving and we keep growing and we keep exchanging, the pain for joy. We keep exchanging the disappointments for excitement.
yeah.
I mean, and start making different choices.
Different
And
choices.
and so, for that, I don't know if we got away from the book. I think we might have. I mean,
We
yeah,
did.
anything.
Okay. I think we have another week. We have another Tuesday if you want me to
Yeah,
come back next
yeah,
Tuesday.
we do, and come back maybe with some things. And I'm tell me, is it written in a way that shares your experience, but also has some tips in it,
Yes.
some suggestions for people?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So, because we want something that you can do a difference in your life right now. We ain't talking about getting better later on. We're talking about impacting lives right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and because it is now. Now is all we have is right now.
Now is the time.
Now is the time, and yesterday is done and tomorrow is not promised. So I
Yeah.
really, maybe you come back and we talk a little. If you were to talk about something, can you give us an idea maybe of what that might be? So if people hear it, maybe they can kind of be prepared and kind of catch us on next Tuesday.
So
What do you?
really, go ahead. I'm sorry, I missed the
No,
last
no,
sentence.
no. What are you thinking? What would be something that you want them to think about maybe from your book that you can kind of speak more around? If there's anything that comes to mind. Uh,
Identifying the pain.
ooh.
Identify what's bringing you the pain, or what brought you the pain. And
Mm,
sometimes you're going to have to sit with yourself, and you're going to have to, like, just sit in the quiet sometimes, right?
yeah, yeah,
But identify that pain.
Mm.
And sometimes it's pain from a long time ago, sometimes it's not. But if you can identify, ask God to help you kind of identify that pain. You know, one thing we used to do in church, Mother Harper, God bless her soul, she used to have us, she used to have the person, she used to sit in the chair and have another person sit on the other side in a chair. And
Mm-hmm.
so when that person had to forgive their mom or their dad or someone that has passed away, she would stand in proxy of that person.
Mm.
She would allow that person to tell them all the stuff they needed to say
Wow.
so that they can finally release it. Because sometimes you have pain inside that you haven't released because you hadn't been able to tell the person
Yeah. Right.
how they hurt you
Right.
or what they did to you.
Right.
We will sit in proxy of that person and allow them to release all of that stuff. And at
Wow.
the end of them releasing that stuff and going through that process, then she'll ask them, what are you going to choose? Proxy of that person. Oh, sorry. I got you on my phone. And then she would ask them, so what do you want to do now? And the person will get to the place where they will say, I want to forgive them.
Mm.
Powerful ministry.
Ooh-wee.
Powerful ministry.
Ooh-wee.
Because you have
Ooh-wee.
held on to this for so long. And
Ooh-wee.
you know, oh my gosh, this just came to my mind. But I was
Ooh-wee.
next month is Mother's Day. And I want to do something called Grace for Our Mothers.
Ooh. Okay.
Grace for our mothers. Because our mothers sometimes did not tell us their story.
Mm.
And we have held some things against them for how we were raised.
Mm.
But
Mm.
I didn't find out some stuff about my mom until I got to sit in on a meeting where she told her story. And when I heard her story, I understood that she had some pain and heartache that helped her raise me the way that she raised me. So although I would have wanted my life to be different, she
Yeah.
did the best that she could with the
Yeah.
circumstances that she had, and that
Yeah.
I needed to give her grace.
Yeah.
Grace for our mother so that you
Ooh.
can be free to live. Like you don't have to hold on to the pain of how you were raised or how you
That's
were
right.
brought up. Right.
That's
And
right.
now you are the adult. You get to make the choices. But sometimes we get stuck because we're like, but this is what they did to me in the past. This is how
Right.
they raised me. This is what they taught me. They kept me
Right.
this, they kept me that, they kept me this.
Yeah.
They just tell me sometimes, y'all didn't let us go nowhere. Y'all didn't let us meet nobody. Y'all just kept us in the church. I kept, and I'm like, I did the best I could. That's what I felt was the best thing to do. But now
Right.
you're an adult. And you
Right.
can choose to do whatever you want to. You don't
That's
have to
right.
be bound by that past. So
That's
grace
right.
for our mothers. I don't know. That just came to me.
Ooh, I circled it. I wrote it down.
Because
So
it's so important that we release our mothers from that past, from how they brought us up to say, like, Mom, you didn't do the best that you could do, or your father as well.
yeah.
You didn't. I don't think you did the best that you can do because I had pain in my childhood. Well,
Yeah.
they had pain too.
Yes.
They had pain
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. They did, and their pain, depending on age, was not only just family, but then it was society at a certain point in time in their lives,
Yeah.
and the degradation of,
Yeah.
the African American male and
Yep.
all that
A
stuff going
lot more
on.
things than yeah.
Way more than, honey, here, come, let me see. Let me see that scratch on your face. I see how that's hurt. Oh, come here, honey, and let me hold you and let me know that you're okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, and so I was just listening to you talking about my story in a lot of ways, right? I was that sensitive kid, and boys or men, boys don't cry, act like a man at 4 or 5 years old, and okay, if dad says act like a man, or act like a man, and then somebody punch you in the face and your eye hurt, and you don't know where to take it because you go tell him, and he's like, well, stop crying,
Oh no.
that's it wasn't that cold, but it was kind of like that sometimes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and because it was just he didn't know how to express that piece. right? I mean, my pops and mom, they were married 44 years before my mom's passed. And so I saw a union and a marriage and all that stuff. And
That's beautiful.
he was the guy, but just certain things they didn't know
Yeah.
how they would impact us
Yeah.
or not, right? I mean, it
Right.
just wasn't. You don't know what you don't know sometimes. Blind spots to blind spots.
Yes.
But like you said, I mean, it goes back to getting therapy to get some help in some spaces like that, or talking to people,
Yeah.
or groups that can help unpack those things and get back to, for me, I always talk about getting back to that 5-year-old boy afraid to get on the bus because I knew it was going to get my butt whooped
Right.
and then had nobody to talk about, right? And
Right.
so, so all the stuff you're talking about, man, and you're right. And I wrote Grace for Our Mothers.
Yeah.
And
Graceful.
Monica, you talked about some things, and I was kind of angry at my mom for different things, but you know, part of my journey in my life allowed me to put down some things and start to really learn how to love and was able to
Yes.
mend all those things before she
Yeah.
passed,
Yeah.
and so it's forgiveness and mending and all that stuff kind of ties in. Boy, it just is some amazing stuff. I would like to really hear about some of the things in next week that you're thinking about, identifying the pain,
Yeah.
sitting with it and talking about that because it kind of follows, what we talk about Comeback King Enterprises is around the mirror moment of being
Mm-hmm.
aware of what's going on. What is it? Getting honest and then taking another couple steps to get to the other side and change that identity. So I'd
Right.
love to hear more about that.
Sure.
And then that stuff. So, with my sister, look, we done already got. Oh yeah, we
We've been talking a long time. But it was a good conversation. I appreciate it because when we get on, we hitting it. It's good.
So, but I just want to ask you, how can you kind of tie everything up that we talked about tonight and leave the people? So we know we're gonna get you back and gonna talk about identifying the pain next week and grace for our mothers. And maybe I can catch you after whenever you got time to come back and talk about how that was and that's going to be powerful. But how can you, with everything we've talked about, how can you kind of wrap things up for us and people can hear this and kind of get settled, I guess?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to wrap it up, but I always think about the woman who I was, and I always want you to leave with hope. The scripture says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And I
Mm,
want you to know that there is hope. There is hope. You can make it. You can get to the other side, no matter where you are. It doesn't have to be divorce. It could be heartbreak. It could be the loss of a loved one, right? We
yeah,
grieve sometimes to the point that it paralyzes us, right?
yeah.
Wherever you find yourself at today, if it's in a broken place, you can be healed.
Mm,
You can be set free. You can find joy again.
yeah, yeah. Simple but really powerful. Beautifully said, right? I mean, hope deferred makes the heart sick and hope. I mean, and I'm gonna just stop there because I have another story that I keep you another 10 minutes if I start talking about because it's so much magic coming from you. So, well, listen, man, thank you
I
so
appreciate
much.
you, Geoff.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for showing up. And people, you tell them how. I know you did last week, but tell them again how they can get a hold of you, and I'm gonna really let you go.
Absolutely. I am on Facebook, Monica Hall. I am Instagram, Destined for Purpose. I am at Destined for Purpose, ATL.org is my website. You will find all of my links, all of my books, all of the things I'm doing, my support group, like all of the things are there. But yeah, I'm around. Come find me. Come find me.
Just like I did. She's out there, y'all. Just look around. You'll find her. So, Monica,
Yeah.
listen,
You'll
thank
find
you
me
so
walking
much.
somewhere. I appreciate you. I appreciate your platform. Thank you for having me.
Hey, you're welcome. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Man, listen, guys, I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this was phenomenal time spent. And, my hope is that people don't look at the time on the clock and think, man, it's 60 minutes. I don't have time to listen to it. For those of you that showed up and are hearing the replay, give this to all the people that, have gone through some dramatic things that are still holding on to it. And they can benefit from all the things that Monica shared today, right? And then next week, put them on the calendar next Tuesday at 5 o'clock she's going to give us a little homework. Break down some things around identifying the pain, right? Oh boy, listen, once you can start to hear about what's really going on and start to get some acceptance around that, man, things begin to change, right? And you heard this woman talk about how God showed up in her life at the kitchen sink. Oh, man, listen, this is some real life experiences that are meant to serve you to amplify the message that life is the comebacks in life are really designed as a lifestyle, and tying God into it, if that's who you are, or whatever spiritual resource that you need to continue to gain that strength. I encourage you to do that. I want to thank our guest again. Make sure you reach out to her. And as always, go to Conversations with Geoff and subscribe, like, and share this. And as we say in Comeback King Enterprises, right? Let's begin to see our life and the comebacks as a lifestyle, not limitations. Your comeback starts right now. Let's rise together. See you on the next episode. Take care.